ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా మానవుడు ఆటవిక యుగం నుండి మొదలుపెట్టి ఆకాశంలోని అద్భుతాలను, సముద్ర గర్భంలోని వింతలను ఒడిసి పట్టుకుంటున్నాడంటే దాని వెనుక విజ్ఞాన రంగం ఎంతో ముఖ్యమైన పాత్ర వహిస్తోంది. ఒక క్రికెట్ స్టేడియంలో జరుగుతున్న ఆటను మనం లైవ్లో చూస్తున్నా, చంద్రుడి మీద మానవుడు చేస్తున్న వింతలను మనం ప్రత్యక్షంగా చూడగలుగుతున్నా, ఎక్కడో ఉన్న మన వాళ్లతో చేతిలో మొబైల్ పట్టుకొని మాట్లాడగలుగుతున్నా, చివరికి ఇప్పుడు మనం మాట్లాడుతున్న ఈ కార్యక్రమంలోని మాటలతో పాటు మనందరినీ ప్రత్యక్షంగా యూట్యూబ్లో చూపించగలుగుతున్న ఈ గొప్ప విషయాలన్నిటికీ కారణం సైన్స్. ఈరోజు నేషనల్ సైన్స్ డే. సర్ సివి రామన్ ఎఫెక్ట్ను కనుగొన్న రోజును పురస్కరించుకొని ప్రతి సంవత్సరం ఫిబ్రవరి 28న మనం నేషనల్ సైన్స్ డేగా జరుపుకుంటున్నాం. ఆకాశవాణికి సైన్స్కి ఎంతో సంబంధం ఉంది. సైన్స్ కనుగొన్న ఓ అద్భుతమే రేడియో. ఆ తరువాత ప్రపంచంలో సాంకేతిక రంగంలో వచ్చే అద్భుతాల గురించి ఆకాశవాణి అనేక కార్యక్రమాల ద్వారా లిజనర్స్కు, శ్రోతలకు పరిచయం చేస్తూ వస్తోంది. పిల్లల నుండి పెద్దల వరకు కార్యక్రమాలు వింటూ కొత్త విషయాలు తెలుసుకుంటున్నారు. నేషనల్ సైన్స్ డే సందర్భంగా ఆకాశవాణి నేషనల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ న్యూట్రిషన్ హైదరాబాద్ వారితో కలిసి ఈరోజు ఈ ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసింది. ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో సెయింట్ ఆన్స్ కాలేజ్ ఫర్ విమెన్ మెహదీపట్నం విద్యార్థినులు, జేసీఐ హైదరాబాద్ మైత్రి సభ్యులు, IHMH కాలేజ్ ఫర్ హోటల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ హైదరాబాద్ విద్యార్థులు పాల్గొంటున్నారు. సహజంగానే విద్యార్థులకు అనేక విషయాల పట్ల ఆసక్తి ఉంటుంది. విజ్ఞాన రంగంలో జరిగే అనేక డెవలప్మెంట్స్ను తెలుసుకోవాలని ఉంటుంది. ఈనాటి ఈ ఓపెన్ ఫోరంలో విద్యార్థుల సందేహాలను తీర్చడానికి నేషనల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ న్యూట్రిషన్ డైరెక్టర్ డాక్టర్ R. హేమలత గారు మన ముందున్నారు. ముందుగా హేమలత గారికి చిరు సత్కారం చేస్తారు ఆకాశవాణి హైదరాబాద్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ హెడ్ ఉదయశంకర్ గారు. గాంధీ మెడికల్ కళాశాలలో MBBS, MD చేశారు హేమలత గారు MD గోల్డ్ మెడలిస్ట్ కూడా. ICMR విభాగమైన NIN డైరెక్టర్గా ఇప్పుడు పనిచేస్తున్నారు. అనేక పరిశోధనల్లో కీలక పాత్ర వహిస్తున్నారు. మనం రోజు తినే ఆహారంలో పోషకాలు ఎన్ని ఉండాలో సులువుగా తెలుసుకునేలాగా మై ప్లేట్ పేరుతో కొన్ని గైడ్లైన్స్ను సామాన్యుల కోసం రూపొందించారు. తల్లి శిశువుల ఆరోగ్యం కోసం ఎన్నో పరిశోధనలు చేశారు. ఇప్పుడు ఆకాశవాణి హైదరాబాద్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ హెడ్ ఉదయశంకర్ గారు మనతో మాట్లాడతారు.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ముఖ్యంగా వారి టైంని స్పేర్ చేసి ఈ ప్రోగ్రాంలో పాల్గొంటున్నటువంటి ICMR-NIN డైరెక్టర్ డాక్టర్ R. హేమలత గారికి మనందరి తరఫున ఇంకొకసారి వెల్కమ్. మా టైంలో ఇలాంటి ఆపర్చునిటీస్ మాకు కలగలేదు. నేషనల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ డైరెక్టర్ మన మధ్య ఉన్నారు. చక్కగా మీకున్న సందేహాలను కూడా వారిని అడిగి తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. ఆకాశం ఎప్పుడు కూడాను ఇలాంటి ఆపర్చునిటీస్ యూత్ కలగజేస్తూనే ఉంటుంది. మేము కూడా ఇప్పుడు సోషల్ మీడియాలో ఉన్నాము. ట్విట్టర్ హ్యాండిల్ AIR Hyderabad, యూట్యూబ్ కూడా AIR Hyderabad, దాంట్లో కూడా లైవ్ వెళ్తుంది. ఇక ఎక్కడున్నా కూడాను, దేశంలో ఎక్కడో కూడాను, వేర్ ఎవర్ యూ ఆర్, you can participate in All India Radio, whatever language you prefer. So once again, I wish you all the best. Thank you.
ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఉన్న విద్యార్థులు తమను తాము పరిచయం చేసుకోవాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాము.
I'm Swaranjali and I'm from St. Anne's College for Women, Mehdipatnam.
I'm Kappa Abhinay. I'm from Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Technology with Applied Nutrition, Hyderabad.
I'm JCCA Vidhi Gupta. I'm the Zone Director Programs from the organization Junior Chamber International, Zone 12, Hyderabad.
I'm JC Anand Saravgi, Zone Vice President for Telangana and Karnataka, Junior Chamber International.
I'm JCC Sai Akash. This is President of JCI Hyderabad Maitri. Thank you for giving me this chance.
I'm Ramesh Reddy. I'm from IHM Hyderabad. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm Alankrita from St. Anne's, Medipatnam. I'm pursuing my second year in microbiology.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Shriya Patnaik from St. Anne's College, Medipatnam, degree second year, a microbiology student.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Tanushree Rajput from St. Anne's College.
Greetings to one and all. My name is Sayyada Batul Fatima, pursuing my BSc Nutrition from St. Anne's College.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sayyada Heba Fatima from St. Anne's College for Women, Medipatnam, and I'm pursuing Applied Nutrition.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Faiza Firasat from St. Anne's College for Women, Hyderabad.
Good afternoon. This is Huda Tehreem from St. Anne's College for Women, Hyderabad.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sujin Suresh from St. Anne's College, Mehdipatnam.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bhanu Teja from IHM Hyderabad. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న వారి అందరికీ నా హృదయపూర్వక నమస్కారాలు. నా నేమ్ వచ్చేసి ఎన్ వసంత్ కుమార్ ఫ్రమ్ IHM Hyderabad.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is KTN Sampath. I am from IHM Hyderabad, Hotel Management College.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is JC Niharika, Vice President for Growth and Development.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is JC Sahitya.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Vardhini.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shruti Challan. I'm a junior student at Cherrick International School.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Balakrishna. I'm a loans consultant. I'm from JCI Hyderabad, Maitri.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mohammad Siraj. I'm a Vice President Training for JCI Hyderabad, Maitri.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు దిలీప్ మల్లా అండ్ ఐఎమ్ వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఫర్ JCI Maitri.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Polo Raju from IHM Hyderabad.
Hello, everyone. This is Sushant Dasari, student of IHM Hyderabad.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vijay Kumar. I'm from IHM Hyderabad.
Afternoon, everyone. Myself Jayant Reddy. I'm from Hyderabad.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mansi Dama from St. Anne's College, Medipatnam, Hyderabad.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rajasmita from St. Anne's College, Hyderabad.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Chaitanya from IHM Hyderabad.
Greetings to all. My name is Madhumita and I'm from IHM Hyderabad.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shivani from Hyderabad.
ఇప్పుడు NIN డైరెక్టర్ డాక్టర్ హేమలత గారు మాట్లాడతారు.
Hemalatha from ICMR-National. We are near 100% research organization under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Department of Health Research. So ours is one of 26 organizations that work under ICMR. So we work on health and nutrition. So how nutrition can impact our health at early age as well as at adult life. There's the kind of work we carry on. And it directly feeds into policy, whatever we do, whether it is basic science or public health research. Directly they feed into policy, and we make a lot of contributions to the nutrition programs and health programs in the country.
Who will begin?
Yeah. That's right. It's really exciting to interact with students.
I would like to ask, what are the career challenges for young independent researchers in India?
Independent researchers, not in any central government organizations. If you're not in any organization but still you have the potential and interest to work in research, there are many offers, like in DST, DBT, even ICMR offers, like if you have completed MSc, you want to pursue some research career, you can look for senior scientists who are working in organizations like ours, and many other scientific organizations are there. You have to write a proposal and look for some guide who can supervise you on that proposal. Through them, you have to apply. So you need to have a supervisor for that. And you can apply in DST, DBT, that is Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, Indian Council of Medical Research, CSIR, industrial research, that is.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to ask one more question, ma'am. What is the importance of research at undergraduate level?
That's a very important question. Right now, currently in India, that's not taken up very seriously. But undergraduation research, research should be there right from the beginning of education. That will inculcate the ingredients that are very essential for research. Curiosity to learn more than what is just obvious. A creative mind. Creative mind is actually important, not just in doing arts or things like that, but even science also, creativity is extremely important. So that creative mind, analytical thinking, critical thinking, all these ingredients can be built only when research is started right from early age. That is in a very nascent stage in India, but if it is started in undergraduation level, it will be very, very good for us.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Ma'am, and can you give us what is the impact of undergraduate research in society or in personal life? What is the impact of that?
Right now?
Yes.
If they start?
Yes.
See, if you start research right at early age, many youngsters, they come up with very novel and innovative ideas. By the time you complete undergraduation, then you do post-graduation, you're already worrying about your... What do you want? What do you want about undergraduation? You have any question there?
Ma'am, I have a different question. I would like to ask, in today's situation, we are seeing a lot of youngsters going through depression and many mental health problems. So I would like to ask you if there is there anything that you could suggest to change in lifestyle or food habits or anything that would help them, to have a better lifestyle? As we are seeing in today's scenario, there are many people who are going through this problem.
Yeah, got your question.
Yeah.
She's talking about depression and nutrition for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Behavior, yes. You're talking about behavior. See, when you get into competition, you get into rat race, that is where you get depressed. Don't get into rat race. Try to love your own self. Try to identify your own skills. Each one is very, very capable. But we might be having different skills. The moment you start comparing yourself with others, then you feel depressed. Don't ever compare. Each one is excellent in their own way. So identify those skills, and parents also can play a very important role here. Even your teachers can play a very important role here. Identifying skills at very young age and promoting that, encouraging that will definitely play a very significant role in right from the young age. They should have that, they should feel very important about their own self and not compete with others.
Ma'am, one more thing, there is a lot of fear or there is a lot of chaos about research and all in students, undergraduates, or even those who are pursuing undergraduation right now. So with your experience, would you like to suggest something to students who are encourage them towards research and all?
I don't exactly understand what you people want. She also asked me the same question, undergraduation and research. What's going on in undergraduation and research? If I get an idea, I'll be able to answer your question more clearly.
Actually, there is a lot of fear among the students.
What fear?
Like what is research? Like what we can do? Is there any career option? Like can we settle down doing this and all? There is a lot of questions which are unanswered. So I would like to ask you, with your experience, would you like to suggest something?
See, once you start your research right from undergraduation, that gives you a lot of scope to learn many things. Why should there be any fear to do research?
Ma'am,
there are
because
so many research organizations in our country, right? In life science you have, industrial research you have, nuclear space science you have, nuclear research, that is atomic research. Many organizations are there where you can pursue your research, do your PhD, or just settle with MSc, or after MSc pursue your PhD.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
What they are expecting from me is not very clear.
Keep the questions to a minimum. We have very limited time. So many students. One question per student would be best.
Okay. And one important thing to remember is there is no alternative recipe for hard work. You must work hard, and this is the age you have to work. Work hard. It doesn't mean that you should not enjoy life. Only when you enjoy life, you can also work hard. So students cannot take their education lightly. You have to have discipline in life. Either you pay in tons by not following a discipline, or you work hard and have some minimum discipline in your life. Then why will you be scared of research? It is so interesting, so exciting, especially when you contribute, when your research gets translated. You feel so happy, you feel so fulfilled that whatever you have done has made some change in the lives of the people and made some change in policies. Yeah, next question.
Please.
My name is Batul. I was curious of asking that a research in any health sector requires the expertise of many disciplines, for example, biotechnology, nutrition, as well as medical knowledge. So I was curious as to, while learning nutrition now, what do we as dietitians or aspiring dietitians play a part in research? And what are the skill sets we should focus on and develop in order to become a successful researcher?
Yeah. See, you carry out some research, you need a biotechnologist, you need a molecular biologist, you need a public health person, you may need a nutrition scientist. It's not necessary that you should know all the skills. You have to collaborate. Teamwork is very, very important. In isolation, one individual cannot complete any work. You need to have a collaborative team with you. The expertise will come from different members. So you don't have to learn all the skills, but be thorough in your own skill. That's more important. You need to know a little about other skills as well, but not necessarily thoroughly. But in your own skill, you have to be excellent and collaborate with others. Teamwork is very important. Don't ever think you can do everything in isolation. Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Excuse me, I would like to ask anyone who wishes to ask the question, please stand up for the camera.
Yeah, sure. Cameras.
Actually, the thing is, how is NIN is conducting the science week, and how is the response from the people, and how is nutrition is impacting people, and what is the actual motivation behind this? I want to know. And the thing is, also want to link between how is nutrition in humans and how is nutrition in animal husbandry would link to the goodness of the people, this population, wellness.
See, Science Festival has been declared, the Prime Minister declared on 15th of August that because we have completed 75 years of independence, this whole year will be celebrated. In that sense, scientific organizations came together and we are celebrating in 75 centers under Vignan Prasar, that is, which comes under DST. So here the motivation here is to spread the knowledge of science. How science can help the society, how science can help the students, how science can help the career. This is what this kind of discussion and interaction with senior scientists motivates the young people like you, and your path can change. That kind of this 7 days interactions had been very, very good for scientists as well as for the students. All this 7 days. And when we expected 250 to 300 students per day, actually it turned out to be 1,000 to 1,100 people. So we have completed around more than 10,000, 12,000. We were not even having that capacity, but by God's grace, we could accommodate all the visitors and we could treat them. And coming to your second question, that is about how research can?
How nutrition in humans and how nutrition in the animal husbandry is to be maintained in order to get a good health conditions in the...
See, health for all, one health.
Yes, ma'am.
You heard of that one health? Only when your planet is healthy, you can be healthy. Yes. When your planet is healthy, your plants are healthy. Because your planet is healthy means your soil is going to be healthy. Only when your soil is healthy, water is healthy, your plants are healthy. Only when plants are healthy, your animals are healthy, and you eat them and you get the nutrients from them. So you cannot isolate your nutrition, your health from the rest of the environment that is there around you. You have to live in collaboration and complement each other. So that is what is One Health. We have to look at look after our environment, our animals, our planet, as well as our plants. If we have to be healthy and we have to be progressive.
Next.
Ma'am.
Stand up.
Ma'am, my question to you is, many of the females these days have PCOS. Most of the teenagers have PCOS no matter what. So can the complications of PCOS be reduced by following a healthy lifestyle?
100%.
How?
PCOS is
ma'am?
yeah, I'll tell you. See, this is a modern disease. I mean, earlier days, not so many girls used to suffer from this polycystic ovarian disease. This is also a kind of disease similar to the underlying pathogenesis is inflammation. And this is almost similar to diabetes type 2, cardiovascular diseases like heart attack, stroke, and this is because of unhealthy dietary habits. Today we keep munching throughout the day. We don't give any rest to our pancreas, which secretes insulin. Those days, if you see traditionally and culturally also, we used to take breakfast quite late in the, late in the morning, like 10:30 or 11 o'clock. Your organs also need some rest. Continuously, if you keep chewing, insulin gets secreted. It keeps on secreting. And when day in and day out, this insulin secretion happens, the body develops inflammation. When inflammation becomes a chronic, low-grade inflammation, you know what is inflammation? It is basically it is a defense mechanism to prevent foreign or microorganisms to enter your body. Microbiologists sitting there will know. But this inflammation happens when we overeat or when we eat high-fat diet, which are not actually suitable for our health. So if you follow a healthy diet, if you follow a disciplined routine in eating habits, polycystic ovarian disease can be controlled to a very, very large extent. What is eating healthy? Eat plenty of vegetables and fruits, healthy foods. Don't go for very high fat, high salt. Even if you take high fat food, at least have some liberal amounts of vegetables along with that high fat diet, which will support and prevent inflammation. Vegetables and fruits are known to prevent inflammation, whereas high fat diet, high sugar, too much of sugar also can increase your inflammation status. So this chronic low grade inflammation that is there in our body, 30% of us have, sitting here also may have. This will promote PCOD, then hypertension, diabetes, other cardiovascular diseases like stroke and heart attacks. Only in India you see that. So many young people recently also, they just go to gym and they are dying. Even if you're such a famous personalities also, somehow unhealthy dietary habit is contributing to 56.4% of the disease burden in our country. That includes PCODs also.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Intermittent fasting is nowadays everyone are following, but recent researchers from California Institute, we got to know that women can't do intermittent fasting because there are more hormonal changes. How far is this true, ma'am?
See, intermittent fasting, we have not done, the research is going on right now, we don't have findings, but it is not true that women can't do. We have lots of evidence for that, experience also, women can do, there's no problem. And intermittent fasting again depends on whether it is 12 hours interval or as such 12 hours we fast. Night we take and morning we get up. 12 hours fasting is as such it is there. It should be extended up till 15 hours, 18 hours. I'm not promoting intermittent fasting. I'm just saying a little bit of discipline is important in eating as well as everything. Eating habits, sleeping. Discipline is must.
Only 2 minutes more.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I would like to ask that how is NIN orienting illiterates to nurture themselves, and I want to ask which kind of health supplements are best for Indian bodies, like because health supplements, because nowadays many are using that, and is there any certification which are best to take?
See, dietary diversity is very important. Dietary diversity doesn't mean only in one food group, even within food group. For example, cereals means you have to consume cereals and then whole grains, along with that millets also. Include a variety of foods in your diet. That, I mean, because each food will not have all the nutrients in them. So, but varieties of food means varieties of nutrients you get, micronutrients as well as macronutrients. Say for instance, essential amino acids, you won't be getting just in one food, but if you combine cereals with pulses, you get all the essential amino acids. And if you combine take some flesh foods also, your micronutrients will be adequate. Coming to supplements, generally we at NIN don't promote any supplement, because if you follow a good routine where dietary diversity is there within food groups. Dietary diversity means, again, vegetables means you just go on taking tomatoes, not like that. Varieties of vegetables, varieties of fruits, and even among pulses also there are legumes, beans. Be liberal in being diverse. So diversity is the key for your good health. Your first one is how NIN?
NIN is orienting illiterates to nurture themselves.
Yes, we have developed 14 e-learning modules, which is in different languages. Right now it is in Hindi, Telugu and English. It goes to rural areas. I mean, it is freely available, and anybody who would like to learn about basics of nutrition to mother, during pregnancy and during early life, they can go to that e-learning module. There is a questionnaire also. Once they go through the module, they can attempt the questionnaire and see if they have gained any knowledge or not. And please remember, nutrition can impact your own family's income as well as the GDP. Because if you are healthy, if you follow good nutrition, you'll be healthy and you'll fall less often sick, and you can prevent diabetes and hypertension. So expenditure on health will be reduced. If expenditure on health is reduced, you're increasing not only your family's income, because you'll be attending office more regularly, you can go to school more regularly if you're not sick. So you increase the family's income, and also the GDP can be improved. So taking care of yourself means you're taking care of the family, of the society, and contributing to the country's well-being as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I would like to know the role of water and nutrition, and nowadays a lot of youngsters are going for the gym, and they do take a lot of protein intake. Is it harmful for the body? Could you please enlighten us with that?
See, protein will be harmful only when it crosses a certain limit. Okay? I mean, as per the recommendation, 15% of the total energy. I mean, if you're consuming 2,000 kilocalories, 15% of it can come from protein. So generally people don't cross that limit. So it may not cause any harm, but it will cause definitely harm to your pocket. It is not going to contribute to your health at all. Wholesome food with a good amount of, recommended amount of milk, recommended amount of flesh foods, all this will give plenty of protein, and that will be digestible and absorbed also. I mean, you have to spend a lot for all those proteins, which is not really necessary. And even if you take protein, unless you do physical activity, your muscle is not going to take up that. I mean, your muscle building cannot happen unless you do physical activity. So just pumping in protein will just get excreted, not going to add much to it, to your health.
Today, we will continue after this break. Time is there?
A lot of youngsters and youth, they go through a lot of severe experiences in life, such as bullying or body shaming. So what would be your take on this? They go through like intricate diets and complex diets to try and reduce their weight, just so they can't be body shamed or bullied at school. So what would be your advice to them or your opinion on this?
I totally condemn body shaming. One has to love themselves and don't put so much importance to what others say. You know what you are. You know your mind. You know your body. One should not give so much importance to others' comments. And if they comment, you think they are jealous of you. Just leave it at that. And once you start giving importance to what others are saying about you, I mean, there's no end to it.
One second.
Due to paucity of time, we will continue this question session after closing this live program. Please wait. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి విచ్చేసిన NIN డైరెక్టర్ హేమలత గారికి మా ప్రత్యేక కృతజ్ఞతలు. అలాగే కార్యక్రమానికి హాజరైన విద్యార్థులకు, మా ఆకాశవాణి సాంకేతిక సిబ్బందికి మా ధన్యవాదాలు. నమస్కారం.
Thank you.
YouTube live. యూట్యూబ్ లైవ్లో ఇంకో 5 to 10 minutes ఎక్సీడ్ అవ్వచ్చండి. ఇంకో 10 minutes మీరు స్పెండ్ చేయగలుగుతారా? ఇంకో 10 minutes.
10 minutes okay.
3 అయింది ఇప్పుడు. 3 అయింది. 3 to 3. See, we are extending this program for one more 10 to 15 minutes. If any of you have still more some questions, you can continue. It will be continued in YouTube live streaming. Persons who are putting questions behind rows, they have to stand and speak up to catch in the camera.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My question is, what are your views on plant-based substituents, which we call these days as vegan meat? Like, can you say that they are nutritionally have the same composition as that of the regular meat which we consume?
See, vegan food means you want to say that even milk is eliminated. Am I right? There will be a problem with B12. So, I mean, generally people who follow vegan diet, they have to take supplements of B12 because B12 is not there in any vegetarian food. It comes from milk or flesh foods. And so is the case with certain minerals like, iron is there in pulses and legumes, but much more in flesh foods. So, if you take your cost-wise, if you see, flesh foods definitely supply more nutrients at a lesser price. So if you want to follow vegan, you have to spend little more money because you have to be very calculative about combinations and all, like how much cereals, how much legumes you have to consume to get all the nutrients.
Good afternoon, ma'am. It's a fact that we are going through COVID phase. So what type of nutritional upgrade is required to the people?
Only for COVID?
Yeah, like
because of after effects.
We have written a lot of articles and published and also communicated to people. Suddenly because of this COVID pandemic, many people got interested in nutrition. Actually, that's a very good opportunity for NIN to hold, because people are interested in learning. Otherwise, they don't pay much attention to nutrition. So, a healthy diet will definitely optimize your immune response. Immune response also is not something like you eat and it gets heightened. The response gets heightened. No, there is a beautiful regulation is involved in immune system. Unless that regulation is optimized, you can go overboard. That is what happened in most of the COVID infections in the Western population. Most of them died not because of the viral infection, but because of inflammation, because of damage to various organs in the body, because of that high inflammation that occurred. So all this can be controlled if your nutrition status is good and if you eat a very healthy diet. Healthy diet in the sense, again, diverse diets. Again, during acute COVID infections, don't go for high flesh foods, high fatty foods and all, and especially junk foods, just during acute infections. If you follow certain principles like this, it can be controlled to a large extent. Immunity can be improved.
And what is the role of water in nutrition?
Role of? Water in nutrition. 70% of our body is water. It plays a very important role. If you again, don't go overboard. Again, there is particular recommendation. If you are physically highly active and for sports people and all, the water requirements are much higher. For us, the water requirements are recommended. We have recommended dietary allowances, nutrient recommendations which got published recently in 2020, which gives beautifully about each nutrient that you should acquire. And for the first time in India, globally they say you have to have this much carbohydrates, you have to have this much protein, you have to have this much fat to be healthy. Do you understand that? You don't understand. For the first time here globally, we came up with a My Plate for the Day concept, which shows how much cereals and millets you must have, how much legumes and pulses you must have, how much nuts and oil seeds, and how much vegetables and fruits in a plate in a day. That is easy for a person who is not into nutrition to understand what health means in nutrition. So that way food group based recommendations are also there.
In water also, many people are suggesting that we should have RO based water or alkaline based water. What is your suggestion on alkaline based water?
See, water is as such, what do you tell me? Water is as such what?
It's filled of nutrients and some minerals in them.
Some minerals, no, pH, with respect to pH.
It's almost neutral.
Neutral. So there's no need. I mean, all these are sale stunts.
And one more question of this, ma'am. Nowadays, many people are going to gym and due to overexercise.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very, very important question. I think somebody asked here.
My question is, many people are taking the protein intake of in the form of powder with water or any other substitute. Is it more harmful for the body?
At that time when they consume, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. See, unless we test them, we can't say offhanded. But one thing I'm sure, in gym, one should be very careful. You cannot push yourself beyond a certain limit. I mean, there are records where on treadmill people have died. I mean, in the doctor's clinic, they are being tested for heart rates and ECG. Just before taking ECG, generally they ask them to go on treadmill. We have seen people dying on treadmill because they go beyond a certain limit. I mean, exercise also, slowly you have to build up your capacity. Suddenly you go and do lots of activities, especially when your arteries are already clogged with fats and all, your blood supply to the heart is limited. That time they can go into, or the blood vessels will go into congestion. So heart attack can develop and they can collapse. It can be either this, I mean pushing themselves beyond a certain limit because of excessive physical activity. About protein drinks, I can't comment because we do not have evidence on that.
Ma'am, these days there are foods which are labeled as organic. So ma'am, are they more nutritious than others?
Organic foods are grown without pesticides, or very, very less pesticides are being used, and they can claim it as organic. But nutrient wise, I mean, if you take organic food, you're exposed to less chemicals, especially if it is from authentic source. But even if it is grown with pesticides, if you follow certain rules like washing them thoroughly and all, you can be safe. Because organic foods, again, you have to spend a lot, and you're not even sure if it is really organic. And all said and done, they can use 20 or 30%. I mean, there is some regulation. Within that, they can call it organic food. Nutrition-wise, it will be same.
Excuse me, ma'am. There is a diet called egg diet, where you eat about 8 to 9 eggs in a day. So like 3 eggs in breakfast, 2 in lunch with oatmeal, and then 3 again with dinner, as dinner.
Eggs?
Yes. So this goes on for 7 days. So they say that this is good for weight loss, you dramatically lose weight, but in a healthy way because it has proteins and all. So would you recommend this egg diet to anyone?
Yeah, see, egg is excellent food. I agree. Protein also is digested and absorbed thoroughly because that is the one which is used as an indicator when you assess protein quality. Egg is good, but then if you go overboard, taking so many eggs in a day, if it is for a short period, okay. I'm sure, I mean, weight loss will be there with egg because it's a complete food and all. But if you go overboard and continue this kind of thing for beyond 1 week or 2 weeks, again, that will be harmful. See, nothing is absolute here. I mean, you cannot go beyond a certain limit in anything. That egg may be very good, but you take so many eggs in a day, there's so much cholesterol and other ingredients which will be harmful to your body.
Ma'am, we have you here and we cannot let this chance go. So please let us know the skills we need to develop from now so that we can be a part of NIN in future.
Could not get you. Repeat it again.
You remove your mask and please.
Remove your mask.
Ma'am, what are the skills we need to develop from now on so that we can be a part of NIN in future?
You're in undergraduate right
Yes.
now. We have full-time 2 MSc courses. MSc Applied Nutrition and MSc Sports Science. The excellent courses are there. I mean, the students who pursue their career there, they become very good in research. The reason is they are all interacting with scientists who are 90%, 100% doing research, and they know all the lab activities, and excellent facilities are there, equipments are available, world-class facilities are there, especially when we want to analyze macro and micronutrients. So if you join, you can join that course. We also have a short-term MSc certificate course, which is just for 3 months. So those who are graduates or postgraduates can join that course and become competent in nutrition.
Thank you, ma'am.
May I know, other than this, is there any initiatives that NIN is taking in order to develop the good health-wise in the society, so that people could have a future with a good immunity and a good lifestyle? Is there any other initiatives that NIN is taking? Like recently I have seen a YouTube video of like just 10 hours ago. It was mentioning that it is providing some organic vegetables with 25 vehicles, and also I have listened that it is improving the animal husbandry, so people get a good nutrition.
What I told about NIN is just tip of the iceberg. We encompass all the research methodologies that are there, right from molecular biology to public health nutrition, and all this, even the basic and exploratory science that we do feeds into policy. Even the public health nutrition that we do feeds into policy. We collect, and for entire India, we collect nutrition status of the population, the consumption patterns, nutrition trends among population, and how nutrition impacts early nutrition when mother is pregnant. I mean, see, we used to say, you are what you eat. Yes, that is true. But then now we know you are what your mom ate. Even your mother's diet influences your health, and it can disrupt your metabolism for life. So nutrition has such a big impact. All this research we have done, and we have translated it and also contributing to policy. For example, ICDS, Integrated Child Development Services, where we supplement nutrition to children, how much calorie a child should consume, how much protein they have to get. All these norms are recommended by NIN. It goes to Food Safety Standard Authority of India. They completely depend on us for all the regulations that they take. The data goes from NIN. Similarly for ICDS, and then MDM also, midday meal programs also. All these policies, we generate evidence and supplement to the state government and central government. Niti Aayog.
Excuse me, ma'am. I wanted to ask, what would you suggest for people to improve immunity exclusively in this COVID situation? In what way people can improve immunity?
Immunity? If you want immunity, you should be really serious about your body and follow a strict, regular regulation on your diet. If I keep telling about that, it will be boring, but that is the truth. Diversity is the magic bullet. You have to be very, very careful. Include recommended amounts of cereals and millets, include recommended amounts of legumes and pulses, include recommended amounts of nuts. Nuts means you don't have to go for expensive ones. Even groundnuts, have little bit of groundnuts every day will also contribute a lot to your health. And avoid sugar completely. Our plate doesn't recommend sugar. Sugar is for flavor. Sugar is for taste. Sugar is only calories, absolutely no nutrition in that. So it's only when you want to enjoy, you take that, but not for your health. Sugar is medicine. If you faint, if your blood sugar goes very low, then you need that. But not when you're healthy. When you want to maintain health, don't leave out sugar. Then leave out high-fat foods. If it is too high in fat also, it can, instead of taking high-fat food, fried stuffs, take foods that are with oil, like cashew nuts, almonds, peanuts, groundnuts. All these are packed with lots of essential fatty acids that are good for health. All essential fatty acids you can get from variety of foods if you eat, rather than just refined oils. And limit your refined oils, because refined oils again are vegetable oils, which are all polyunsaturated fatty acids, PUFAs, which can again increase inflammation. So it's better to limit. What I'm saying is you can eat fatty rich foods that comes naturally, rather than refined oils which are added to your food.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, what are your views regarding the gluten-free food also? And because these days many youngsters are going for gluten-free, vegan food, and as many nutritionists also say that you should consume more of whole grains. But for a working lady who is staying single or anyone of that professionals who are not able to make so much of food, and they definitely go for some processed food or the millets or the attas what we get, the flour what we buy from the market, they are all processed only. So what are your views for that thing? What will be the best way to
Industry is more intelligent than a housewife is. Most of the industries are now turning to whole grains and minimally processed grains. Yes, I agree, gluten is a problem, and frank disease is celiac disease, where individual suffers a lot, but there is some kind of subclinical inflammation also which can occur with gluten. So you can eat, wheat, but then minimize it a little and go for whole minimally processed millets, nutri-cereals like millets. See, millets, things like millets and other grains have existed for years, whereas this gluten-rich wheat and other cereals are more modern diets. So it's better to move towards minimally processed millets which are wholesome, which are high in protein. They are high in protein, most of them. They are high in nutrients like iron and zinc. Iron and zinc you don't find so much in rice also, but they are quite high. And if you process them a little, they are well absorbed and contribute to your health. And if you are very busy, if you want to depend on industries also, nowadays you will agree with me, there are so many companies which are coming with wholesome foods. They just pack the wholesome food and give.
So
you have to spend a lot.
As processed food, like, because ultimately it will be a processed food.
See, what is processed food? Maida, highly refined rice, highly refined wheat. These are processed foods, and they add lots of salt and sugar to preserve them. All the cookies and biscuits and the cakes that you buy, these are processed food. But I don't think for regular diets you need these cookies or cakes. These cookies and cakes come with lots of salt and sugar. Even sweet ones have salt. Even the salty ones will have a little bit of sugar, because these are all preservatives, and they add them to preserve them, to improve the shelf life. These are processed food. But there are companies which take whole nuts, oil seeds, combine them with minimally processed millets or minimally processed wheat or other ingredients and give. You have to take little pain and choose these healthy ones and take if you are very busy and if you cannot cook at home. Millets also are easy to cook. You just have to soak them overnight, and then minimally processed ones, I mean.
Regarding the instant food, what the youngsters are going for right now these days? Instant foods.
Very bad they are. Instant foods are always bad. Take for example this Red Bull, all these things. Just sugar. Tons of sugar is there in that. All the cool drinks that you take, carbonated beverages. Even those people who advertise will not be taking those drinks. Completely harmful for health.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Madam, one question from my side. Because this nightlife is increasingly, now students are becoming habituated to take the food in the late hours. What is your advice?
That is what I said. In sleep also you require some discipline. And scientifically they have shown people who stay awake beyond 10:30, their performance is not so good. You take for example big achievers, well-known achievers like Steve Jobs, all these people, read their history. They are all early risers and they go early to bed. Go early to bed, rise early, perform. But if you stay yourself awake every night up till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that is going to take a toll on your life, physical as well as mental health.
Particularly taking the food in night at 12 o'clock.
It's very bad for health. Taking food is very bad for health. You have to have it takes completely 2 hours for the food to move from your stomach to the intestine. And in the intestine also it passes for some time. Completely 2 hours. So up till 2 hours it is there still in your stomach. So it passes from stomach and goes to the intestine. So digestion should be complete before you go to sleep. Otherwise, again, in wrong places you'll be putting on adiposity. Fat deposition will be there. That is why we develop the sponge. More of fat around your central portion. Abdominal obesity, which is very common among Indian population. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If there are no further questions, we would like to wrap up the program.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for taking time to answer all the questions today, and thank you everyone for attending our program. So,
once you close the YouTube?
Yeah, ma'am. It's done.
Closed?
1 second.